What's up, people? Dan here, back with another fresh yoga flow for you. And today, going to take it nice and easy. Have a super cool feel-good flow planned for us this evening. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Finding a seated position. Not worrying too much about getting into that perfect space. Really just try to sit up as tall as you can. And start to focus in on the breath for about a minute here. Good, so jumping right into some deep focused breathing here. Just try to focus on the pace. Each inhale lasting about as long as each exhale. Breathing deeply. Good, so we're gonna remain seated, remain focusing on the breath, but we're just gonna start to add in a little bit of movement now. So you can really start wherever you want. Take some twists, some side stretch, or you can follow along with me, starting off with the neck. Just going to allow the chin to drop down towards the chest. And going to roll from side to side. Still focusing in on the breath. Lingering in any areas that are producing a particularly good stretch. With the unorganized movement, just make sure you remain sitting up tall, as tall as you can anyway. A few more moments. So returning the neck to a neutral position. Take a full breath in. Exhale out. Shifting on to another easy movement here. Let the right hand come to the ground beside you. Left arm sweeps up and over, reaching towards the front of your mat. Simple side stretch. Switching from side to side here. Try to keep a nice slow pace. You may want to speed it up, but just try to move with the breath best you can. It's very simple introductory movements here. Still deep focus on the breath. Let's maybe go to one more time each side. Really try to reach out at the end of the movement. Before eventually coming back up to a neutral seated position. Shrug the shoulders up, breathe in. Exhale, relax. Sit up tall through your seat. Take a full breath in, reach both arms out to the side and up above you. We'll touch palms overhead and exhale. Arc the arms out and down. Reaching back by your sides and behind you best you can. One more time, up and down. Before lifting arms up, And taking both hands to the ground in front of you, coming onto hands and knees, tabletop position. So fingertips spread wide, pressing the center of your palm into the ground. Shoulders directly over top, knees underneath the hips. Take a full breath in, drop the belly, lifting the chest, lifting the tailbone, pressing actively into the ground, cow pose. Exhaling into cat, rounding the spine, reversing those 3 movements. Inhale, try to get full neck extension here. Look up. And come down. One more time up. And down into cat. Neutral spine, tabletop position once again, hands and knees. Send your right leg straight back behind you. Keep toes onto the ground. One of my favorite stretches, just start to press back through the hands and arms. Immediately feel the stretch at the ankle and the back of the knee. You can hold it or you can shift forward and backwards. Just preparing us for later movements here. Shift the right knee forward once again underneath the left hip, and we'll switch sides, left leg back, toes on the ground. Brace yourself and press back. Nice and easy, shifting forward once again, hands and knees. Now we'll take the right leg straight back. You can keep the toes on the ground, but ideally we're trying to keep the heel up to hip height. Looking straight down, trying to keep a neutral spine best as possible. Try not to arch downward. Take a full breath in. Exhale, point the right toes and extend them backwards. Try to roll into the right ankle. Take a few circles. And in both directions. Good. Flex the right foot. Point the toes. And flex once again. Good. You can set the right knee down for a moment if you need a rest, or we'll move on. Good. I want you to lift the right leg up just a bit here. Not very much. So I've only lifted maybe about 6 inches or so. Now I'm going to start to take some movement with the right leg here. So I'm going to ask for a circle, but if it ends up being a little clunky, maybe a little bit more like a rectangle, no worries there. Just try to actively keep the right foot flexed. Try to keep a little bit of elevation to it. And try to take circles. So you can pick a direction to go in first. We're going to switch in just a few moments. Just warming up the hip joint for movement and get some deep stretches in there. Now we'll go the opposite direction. Almost there. Just enjoy the burn. And once you feel you've about evened it up, let your right leg hang straight back behind you. Take a full breath in. And exhale, bring the right knee underneath you. Step the foot forward to the front of the mat. Now we're in a lunge position, feeling the hips drop forward and down. Just for a moment, though, we're hitting right back to the hamstrings, pressing the right leg straight. That's a good return on a stretch right there. Full breath in. Exhale, rebend the right knee. Press down through the hands, try to pick the foot up and send it straight back behind you once again. Full breath in on the extension. And exhale, right knee comes down to the ground. Take a moment here, allow the hips to fall back to the heels, child's pose. And as you're ready, return to tabletop. Hit that same sequence on the opposite side. So left leg straight back behind you. Trying to find hip height. Neutral spine, not letting the rib cage drop. Once you feel comfortable with the left leg, you can start to float it up just a few inches here. Now we'll pick a direction to start taking some circles in. So the size of the circle, how smooth it is, really doesn't matter. Just try to focus on a slow pace. Just exploring your range of motion. And switching directions. And whatever you feel, it is about even. Start to let your circles come to a close. I forgot a little bit of ankle mobility here. So take a big inhale, flex the left foot. And exhale, point the toes behind you. Now start to take circles at the left ankle. And switching directions. Good. Take a full breath in. Pull the left knee under center here, stepping the foot towards the front of the mat. Give that big hip opener on the right side as you let the hips drop down. Pressing left leg straight. Big hamstring stretch, runner's lunge. Even out of order, the stretch just hits perfectly. Full breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee. Pick up the foot, slide it back, knee underneath the hips. Take a full breath in. From tabletop, exhale to child's pose. One full inhale. Full exhale. Let's take an inhale, come up to hands and knees, tabletop, tuck both toes. Float the knees and send the hips back and up to downward facing dog. Already worked on the legs a little extensively here, so just give you a couple of moments to bend into the knees. Good. Extend the legs straight. Take a deep inhale. Full open mouth exhale. Walk both feet forward to the front of the mat. About hips distance apart. Press both legs straight. Lift the chest up halfway in line with the hips. And exhale. Start to bend into the knees. Fold the torso forward. Tucking chin into chest. Full breath in. Straighten the legs. Lift the chest up halfway once again. Exhale, bend the knees forward. And inhale, nice easy roll all the way up to standing position. Arms extend out and overhead. Palms touch and come down by your sides. Take a full breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, arms all the way out and up. Exhale, bend to both knees and fold your way forward. Straighten the legs, flatten the back. Knees bend, hands touch down. Walk it back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward into our first vinyasa, shoulders over the hands. Plank position, push-up position, however you like it. Knees up or down, bending elbows straight back. Lowering to the ground with control. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale to the ground. Tuck the toes, palms flat, pressing up to plank. Exhaling, downward dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Full exhale through the mouth. Inhale, right leg floats back and upwards here. Just 3 toe taps to get things warmed up. Exhaling, touching down. Inhale up. Down. And last time, lifting up. Exhale, right foot steps forward, front of your mat. Let's keep the left knee up, but spin the left heel down, toes facing out, creating the angle for warrior one. Right knee over ankle. Strong lift through the torso, anchoring down through the legs. Deep bend, knee over the ankle. Standing tall, shoulders relaxed, and the arms lifting up. Take a breath in. Exhale, open the arms out behind you, reaching down towards the ground. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep the arms out. Inhale up. Exhale, pull the shoulders back. Really reach back through full range of motion. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Press the right leg straight. One more chance at runner's lunge here. Full breath in. Exhale, bending right knee over ankle, letting left knee drop down to the ground now. See if we haven't provided a bit more space for the hips to drop forward and down while still lifting the torso up. And this is just where I want you to stay. Maybe hands on the knees for support, hands onto a block. Perhaps hand on the ground if you'd like to add on the extra quad stretch. Reaching back for the left foot, bending the knee. Full breath in. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Tuck the toe on the back left foot. Flip the knee and step right leg back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment between the two sides to bend into the knees. Check out the feeling. You can rest, keep up with that movement, or add in a vinyasa between the sides, shoulders forward, coming down, chest up, down, back up to plank. Exhale to downward dog. Full breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, left leg back and up. 3 toe taps. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, lift. Down. And one more time. Left leg lifting up. Exhaling, foot through center. Bringing right heel to the ground, finding warrior one position, standing tall. And once again, grounding through the legs, bending into the knee, creating opening for the hips. So now that you know we have a deep lunge coming up after this, you know what you're working towards. So you try to target some of those same muscles, particularly on the right side. Letting the arms float up whenever you're ready. And taking 3 extensions with the arm here. So breathe in, exhale to the side. Really squeezing shoulders behind you as you do. Inhale up. Exhale, pull back. Lift. And pull. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, both hands come down. Pivot on the back right foot and press the left leg straight into runner's lunge. Full breath in. Bending left knee. Exhale, right knee comes down to the ground. Hopefully dropping into what's pretty close to a full lunge for you. Trying to keep the left knee over the left ankle while still allowing the hips to slide forward and down. Maybe hands up on the knees, maybe hands to the ground. Once again, perhaps reaching back for foot, bending right knee. So no matter where you end up, just trying to keep an open airway. Focus on the breath. Take a full breath in. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Take your time making your way back to downward facing dog. And once again, just pedaling the knees here. Hopefully finding some sense of balance and evenness. to the two sides. Maybe not since we just did the left, but oh well. Welcome to stick with that. Take a rest or flow through Vinyasa one more time. Take a full breath in. Big open mouth exhale. Good. Nice and easy. Start to walk your feet towards the center of your mat and turn towards the side. So it's time for my favorite, the deep low squat. So if you can just take a look up. If you think that something like this you cannot do and cannot hold comfortably, no worries. Just make your way onto your back and take happy baby. It's the same exact stretch. Just a lot less pressure on the joints. Just think of it like pigeon pose. So without further ado, starting to step the feet a little bit wider than the hips, toes angled outward, bending into the knees, sliding down from side to side. Adjusting as needed, maybe forearms are on the thighs, sitting up high, lower, 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 lower. Maybe you need to roll a towel or a little blanket up underneath the heels, give you something to support. But just want to solidify all that excellent deep hip opening work we've been doing with a tiny, tiny, tiny hold in low squat. I won't tell you how long since we're already into it, so just try to find a happy place, find the breath, sit up tall. Take your deepest inhale yet. Hopefully your ankles aren't on fire just yet. If you're still in the low squat, reach out behind you and slowly bring your bottom onto the ground. Extend your legs and turn yourself however you need to. Now we'll meet everybody else on their back. Bending knees into chest. You can take happy baby or you can do whatever you want here. Maybe extending the legs one at a time. Just a brief intermission before we close things out here. Good, very nice. All right, so stepping the right foot onto the ground. Taking the left ankle to the right knee. Extending both arms so that you can reach to the back of the right thigh. And pulling both legs in towards the chest now. Maybe the foot stays flat onto the ground if that's enough. But ideally pulling in. So now the movement really slows down, just focusing on the breath once again. Paying Paying attention to rhythm and depth. Take a full breath in and out. Switching legs here, right ankle crosses to the left knee. Reset as much as you need to. Reach down, grab the left leg and pull in. Take a full breath in. Uncross the legs and take a big exhale out through the mouth. Good. Let's just take one last movement. We didn't do too many spinal twists, so let's finish off grabbing on to the right knee, bending it into the chest, letting the left leg extend out onto the ground. Left hand comes onto the right knee. Right arm extends out to the side as we pull the leg across the body. Keeping shoulders flat to the ground. Right knee can stay bent or extend as it reaches to the left. Take your time and start to roll onto your back once again. Doing anything you need to do before we switch sides. This will be our last pose. Whenever you're ready, right leg extends out to the ground, left knee into the chest. Right knee or right hand coming to left knee, pulling across the body. Shoulders stay down. Just you and your breath for about 1 minute. Take a full breath in. Exhale and roll flat onto your back. Good. Just take a few moments to allow yourself to transition to whatever you're doing after this. Maybe you are continuing your practice and you are just moving right along. Perhaps coming to a close in Shavasana flat onto the back, or seated in a meditative pose. Just focus on breathing for a few minutes. Just let things start to settle down internally once again. Taking your body through hopefully what was a relaxing practice once again. Now you get to enjoy the benefits. So certainly hoping you all enjoy the rest of your evenings. Thank you once again so much for joining me and continuing our practices together. Until next time, namaste.